Welcome to week 12 of English 5-6 vocabulary. Complement, deficit, urethral, inevitable, paradox. Complement, it's a noun, person, place, or thing. A thing that completes or brings to perfection a larger whole. So let's read the sentence so that we kind of understand what that definition means. Susan's peers ostracize her because she prefers to eat dry cereal without its complement of milk, and people find her unbearably weird for this reason. So notice that this word complement, right? It means something that is completing the meal, right? Dry cereal without milk. You need cereal's complement of milk. So take a look at the picture. Peanut butter, right, is a nice complement for jelly, right? It makes that even better, having a sandwich with peanut butter and jelly. Complement. Deficit. Deficit is another noun, person, place, or thing. That means the amount of something which is too small. So take a look at that picture. It reminds you of COVID several times over the last few months where you walked into a store and it's been deficit of toilet paper or of hand sanitizer, right? Meaning there's not enough. Grocery stores throughout the nation experienced a deficit in toilet paper when consumers stocked up for a quarantine in March of 2020. Deficit. Urethral. Urethral is an adjective. Adjectives describe nouns and pronouns. They tell us which kind, what, which one, and how many. This word means extremely delicate and light in a way that seems too perfect for this world. So I often think of like serene, something that is urethral is very serene or calming. It seems very light and airy. If you think back to reading the first chapter of Gatsby, that scene where Nick goes to Tom and Daisy's house and he walks in to their living room essentially, and the wind is blowing, and it's just this very urethral. It's almost like light and airy and delicate. The Sunny Slope Choir students are known for their urethral voices that fill the auditorium with angelic song during their performances. What kind of voices? Urethral voices. Inevitable. Inevitable is an adjective. Adjectives describe nouns and pronouns. That means certain to happen, unavoidable. So if something is just absolutely going to happen, we can say that it's inevitable. Those who refuse to wear flip-flops in locker room showers will suffer the inevitable consequence of athlete's foot. So something that's unavoidable, like it's going to happen. Inevitable. Paradox. Paradox is a noun, and this is a kind of a hard word to think about. It's an idea that despite sounding reasonable, right, despite sound reasoning from acceptable premises, leads to a conclusion that seems senseless, logically unacceptable, or contradictory. So it's the idea that while it sounds like it makes sense, it doesn't necessarily, right, make sense. It might be contradictory. It can be difficult to understand Socrates' famous quote, "I know one thing, that I know nothing," because it presents a confusing paradox. So it's like these two things don't seem like they make sense, but they actually sort of do, right? It's a paradox because I know one thing, I know that I don't know anything, right? It doesn't seem like it makes sense or it's logical, but when you really break it down and you think about it, it is. Paradox.